From First International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We want to wish all student athletes good luck this season, and may the friendships you make and lessons you learn last a lifetime. At First International Bank and Trust, we're more than a bank. We're a family, a partner in the community where we live and work. We're proud of all that you are accomplishing and can't wait to see what your future holds. Good luck to all the teams. First International Bank and Trust, live first.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter, @NetworkPSP, and on Facebook, @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day.
Planet Pizza. Systems go for lunch when supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for
Nothing brings people together quite like a football game. As the summer months come to an end, at First Western Bank and Trust, we look forward to supporting our local football teams. Those Friday night lights, cheering on the players, and watching the game with friends and family, that's what fall is all about. As teamwork and perseverance drives each team to achieving their goals, we all wish players safety and the best of luck on the field this year. We'll be cheering you on. At First Western Bank and Trust, we aren't just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services. Get COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or business with Clean Tech LLC. This proactive deep cleaning service includes disinfecting and sanitizing. Don't forget about Clean Tech's 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. Visit them online at cleantechllc.us. Clean Tech, coming to the rescue since 1992. When shopping for tires, shop Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with a guaranteed lowest prices. And check this out. Their service after the sale with the Tires Plus plan. This is Nick Holberg with the PSP Network. We have all of our vehicles serviced at Tires Plus. Oil changes, tires, you name it. We do it all at Tires Plus. Simply put, Tires Plus is in a different league. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. 28 Tastes and Taps is now open in the Magic City. If you're hungry, you'll leave satisfied. We guarantee it. A unique menu that will have your mouth watering. Open 7 days a week and located on South 16th Street. 28 Tastes and Taps, a family restaurant that's locally owned.
We're now joined by the Williston FDIC, equal housing lender. We want to wish all student athletes good luck this season, and may the friendships you make and lessons you learn last a lifetime. At First International Bank and Trust, we're more than a bank. We're a family, a partner in the community where we live and work. We're proud of all that you are accomplishing and can't wait to see what your future holds. Good luck to all the teams. First International Bank and Trust, live first.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day.
Planet Pizza. Systems go for lunch when supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for fun. Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza.
Nothing brings people together quite like a football game. As the summer months come to an end, at First Western Bank and Trust, we look forward to supporting our local football teams. Those Friday night lights, cheering on the players, and watching the game with friends and family, that's what fall is all about. As teamwork and perseverance drives each team to achieving their goals, we all wish players safety and the best of luck on the field this year. We'll be cheering you on. At First Western Bank and Trust, we aren't just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
It's time for the Premier Chiropractic.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. We want to wish all student athletes good luck this season, and may the friendships you make and lessons you learn last a lifetime. At First International Bank and Trust, we're more than a bank. We're a family, a partner in the community where we live and work. We're proud of all that you are accomplishing and can't wait to see what your future holds. Good luck to all the teams. First International Bank and Trust, live first.
With 28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter @NetworkPSP and on Facebook @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network. It's game day.
Planet Pizza. Systems go for lunch when supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an alien to Planet Pizza. Space for Planet Pizza. Planet Pizza.
North Dakota High School football tonight. We're live in the Magic City for the final game of the year for the Minot High Magicians and the Williston Coyotes. Good evening and welcome in to the Wayne Carlson Stadium here in the beautiful Magic City. Minot, North Dakota. Nick Holberg on the call here tonight on the PSP Network. And for the Planet Pizza pregame show, Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location for school parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza can be reached tonight at 701-852-1700. Planet Pizza truly is out of this world. Planet Pizza, proudly serving the Magic City for over 20 years. Try them for delivery tonight if you've already had dinner. Highly recommend the Planet Pizza buffet for lunch tomorrow. Planet Pizza truly is out of this world. 701-852-1700. Minot High and Williston come into tonight's matchup with a combined record on the year of 1 win and 10 losses. Neither team having the season that they were hoping to have here in 2020 by any means. And Minot High tonight with a little bit more bad news. They're without Chase Burke, their captain and running back that leads the team in scoring after his disqualification last week against the Legacy Sabres down in Legacy. So an unfortunate break. No Burke tonight for Minot High. What do they do and where do they go from here without him? Well, they're going to look to Hunter Ruziska. That's without a doubt to the backfield here tonight. Ruziska on the season for Minot High has been known more probably for his specialty teams and for the receiving leader role on the year with 124 yards through the air. But Ruziska on the season does have 2 touchdowns, one of them on a kick return here tonight. Minot High and Williston locking horns tonight on the PSP Network. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we'll hear from both head coaches as we get geared up and ready for tonight's WDA matchup, the final matchup of the year for both the Coyotes and the Magi. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
To the Planet Pizza pregame show. We're now joined by the Williston Coyotes head coach here in his 6th year, Mr. Andrew Mock. First of all, Coach, thanks for some time here tonight.
You betcha.
Beautiful night for high school football and a matchup, the last of the year for the Coyotes and the Magi. What do you look to take out of the ball game here tonight in the Magic City?
The biggest thing is improvement. You know, we stress to our kids every week. It's week-to-week improvement and day-to-day improvement. So we look to get better on all aspects of football.
Talk about what the future holds for this Williston Coyotes team. Obviously not the year you're looking to have at 0-5, but it sounds like there's a future, at least over on the west side of the state for high school football.
Yeah, we're excited. We got a lot of young kids that getting a lot of varsity experience this year, and we're excited about that and all the opportunities that come with that. You know, every time the kid gets to get on the field, it's another opportunity. So a lot of these kids got a lot of opportunities.
Talk about J.J. Williams just a little bit. Scouting report says that he's one of the fastest guys that we'll see in the WDA. Touch on what he's meant to your ball team.
He means a lot. You know, he's a dynamic football player that has some skills that are really good for our football team. We just need to accent them a little bit more and put him in different situations to succeed.
Minot High's without Chase Burke here tonight in this matchup. Do you guys look to capitalize on Minot's lack of a ground game without Mr. Burke?
Well, if you look at Minot's games, I mean, it's not just Chase. They also have number 22 in there, too. He runs the ball well as well, and that offensive line has figured it out over the last couple of weeks, so we really got to pay attention to taking that away and then dealing with the pass when it comes.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for your time here tonight.
Buddy.
That's Andrew Mock, the head coach of the Williston Coyotes. When we come back, we'll talk to Chauncey Hendershot, the head coach of the Magi. This is North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
Planet Pizza. 4 systems go for lunch when supper time's a crunch. T-minus now, it's time for Planet Pizza. With lots of space for fun, there's room for everyone. Don't be an idiot to Planet Pizza.
Back to the Planet Pizza pregame show. We're now joined by the Minot High head coach, Mr. Chauncey Hendershot. Chauncey, first of all, thanks for some time again here tonight before the last Minot High football game of 2020.
Hey, you're welcome, and thank you for the coverage all year. You guys do a great job.
Appreciate you very much. This is a Minot High football team that comes into the final matchup of the year on their home field. Not going to make the playoffs here in 2020 on a 1-5 mark. Excuse me. Let's go back to the season a little bit and just your thoughts as a whole. I mean, there's some games that you guys are right there in them, and a play here or there goes a different way, and that record has turned around a bit. Your thoughts overall in the year?
Yeah, certainly the record isn't what we wanted it to be. We asked these kids to fight all year, and they've done that, and just extremely happy with that effort. Some detailed things that we got better at as the year progressed and gave us a chance and put us in some games. Just finding a way to win is kind of our next step for this program. But, we come out here tonight, got a beautiful night for football. For our seniors, it's the last time they'll get an opportunity to suit up as a magician, and we want to send them out the right way and get a little bit of momentum going into our offseason or their other sports.
When you look at this Williston matchup here tonight, this is a Coyotes team that has certainly had their struggles here in 2020, finding a way to score and stopping the offense. How much are you guys looking forward to licking your chops a bit here tonight?
Well, a team with some athletes. Certainly a team that's probably in rebuilding mode is, the coach would probably say, but they have some athletes, and we're going to have to do our best to limit the big play for them and kind of just get back to what we've been doing for the last 3 or 4 games, establish drives and play good defense, and the rest will take care of itself.
On the stat sheet, Chauncey, one of the things that really hopped off the paper to me here at the end of the year is that start to the ball games where you guys have been outscored heavily in the first quarter. Do you emphasize that here tonight?
Yeah, we got to get out to a fast start, and certainly offensively, we get the ball right away, want to establish a drive and get a feel for what they're doing, kind of reconnaissance by formations and see the look we'll get, and then attack from there.
Did you have a talk with Mother Nature to hold off the snow for tonight? It's a beautiful night for football.
Yeah, this is beautiful. This is one of the coolest venues, I think, in the upper Midwest for football. We got a beautiful night. Hopefully in years to come, we can get some fans out here to enjoy it too, besides just parents, but it is what it is, and we're going to make the most of tonight.
Any personnel changes here tonight? Obviously, Burke is out after last week. Will we see some other guys in the rotation here tonight?
We have, on the defensive side of the ball, sophomore Owen Zars making a start for his first time. Owen Zars had a solid season. Mid-season had some health issues and able to get him back in practice and get him going. Excited to see him this evening and hopefully a night where we can get some of our young kids some experience on the line as well and again, send our seniors out right and set up for a good offseason and next year.
Sure appreciate everything this year with the coverage here with PSP and your willingness to be a part of it. And great job here in year number 1. Thank you for everything, Chauncey.
Well, thank you guys, too. Again, you guys do an awesome job and appreciate it.
That's Chauncey Hendershot, the head coach of the Minot High Magicians. When we come back, we'll dive further into the matchup here tonight. The Coyotes and the Magi. For the final time this year, it's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network. Presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
God bless our servicemen and women. God bless our veterans. God bless America. North Dakota High School football tonight at a matchup inside of WDA, playing with the Minot High Magicians coming in on their home field here tonight at 1-5. They take on the Coyotes from Williston, coming in at 0-5 here in 2020. Nick Kohlberg here for the Planet Pizza pregame show as we get geared up and ready for the matchup here tonight. Derek Schaefer will have the official in-game introductions coming up in just a moment. In the meantime, we'll tell you about our good friends at Tires Plus. All brands underneath one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices. It's TiresPlusND.com in the Magic City. You can't go wrong with Tires Plus. They bring you a look at the standings here tonight inside of the WDA. And when you look at the teams that have made their way into the postseason, Century's one of them, Bismarck High the other, and Jamestown is the other. They'll be 1, 2, and 3. Century undefeated at 6-0, so is Bismarck High. Jamestown's at 3-2. Legacy and Mandan are yet to have their fate determined, and that will be happening here tonight. Legacy and Mandan both at 3-3. Tiebreaker going to Mandan. We'll give you that full rundown of how that situation will work. But either Legacy or Mandan will be the 4th seed out of the West region. Minot currently sitting in the 6th spot, Dickinson 7, and Williston number 8 in the WDA. There's the look at the standings brought to you by our friends at Tires Plus. Let's take a look now at the most current poll inside of North Dakota for North Dakota high school football. It's brought to you by our friends at Clean Tech. Get COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or business with Clean Tech LLC. This proactive deep cleaning service includes disinfecting and sanitizing. Don't forget about Clean Tech's 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. Visit them online at cleantechllc.us. Clean Tech coming to the rescue since 1992. There you hear Eric Schaefer in the background as the Magi have their starting lineups now taking place here at their home field, Dwayne Carlson Stadium. And for the Magi this year, they're a team that didn't make any noise inside of the standings or the polls as well. When we look at the polls, it's Bismarck Century receiving the most first-place votes, right in front of West Fargo Cheyenne. 10 votes went to Century, 3 went to Cheyenne. Bismarck High received 2 of those votes. One of those was mine. I think the Demons are the team to beat. So Century 1, West Fargo Cheyenne 2, Bismarck High number 3, Fargo Davies at 4, West Fargo at number 5. Fargo Shanley received some votes, and so did Jamestown. And that's how they shake out for the polls here as we have our final week of the regular season as we get ready and geared up for the postseason matchups coming up. Here's what the postseason picture looks like. In the West region, Bismarck Century and High will play. In the Battle of the Bismarck Century and High, the winner of that will be number 1. Loser of that game will be number 2. If Jamestown beats Mandan in that matchup, Jamestown will be number 3. Legacy would then be number 4. If Mandan beats Jamestown, Mandan wins, they get into the postseason. Legacy would be eliminated. And then Mandan would be the number 3 seed, Jamestown would be 4. In the East region, seed number 1 went to West Fargo Cheyenne. Davies at number 2, West Fargo number 3, and Fargo Shanley 4. So the AAA playoff picture looks like this. Fargo Shanley's either going to play Bismarck High or Bismarck Century. Jamestown or Mandan will play Fargo Davies. Jamestown or Legacy will play West Fargo Cheyenne, and West Fargo will play Century or Bismarck High, depending on who wins the matchup at the end of the season here. Well, let's put a cap on the Planet Pizza pregame show. Planet Pizza, the area's ultimate party location. School parties, team parties, birthday parties, and so much more. They truly are out of this world. Planet Pizza brings you the pregame show tonight, and we put a cap on it. Let's launch it off into space. Don't forget you can call 701-852-1700 and order delivery from Planet Pizza here tonight. Well, with the restrictions here at Dwayne Carlson Stadium, not a giant crowd on hands by any means here tonight. Doesn't mean that Minot High isn't fired up on the sideline nearest to us. The Magi are in maroon tonight. They're going to travel from the right to the left for the first quarter of football tonight. Williston's decked out in their white uniforms. They've got black helmets with orange trim on them as well. Peyton Barge on to kick things off to start with the football at the 40-yard line. Beautiful night for football. Let's play North Dakota high school football here in the Magic City. And off the opening kickoff, there's going to be a flag on the play. And we'll reset up shop and start the game over. I believe we have our officials mic'd up here tonight. Here we go.
5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Mike Anderson on the call here tonight. So Minot High was charged with the 5-yard penalty. Barch is going to have to move it back 5 yards, working from the left hash, and they're going to start over again here as we start the ball game again tonight, Groundhog's Day. What do you say we do it again? Magi in maroon, Coyotes in white. Let's play football. Ball's going to be booted back all the way to the 10-yard line. Takes a high bounce, and that rolls back into the end zone. And letting it go for the touchback for the Coyotes was number 18. That's Anthony Hickel, the sophomore. Well, a special thanks again to Andrew Bach for taking some time to talk with us here tonight in regards to his football team and the matchup tonight with the Magi. Not fun when you have to play a matchup like this tonight. Well, there's only one win combined between the two teams through 10 games or through 11 games of the season. Somebody will get a win here tonight. Somebody's going to get tagged with a loss, and unfortunately for both of these teams, the season will come to an end after tonight's football game. But talking with both coaches, I think that the cupboards are starting to fill up on both sides as we get geared up and ready for the 2021 campaign. Handoff ball is going to be worked to the outside by J.J. Williams. He's rushed to the outside, and Williams is going to be pushed out of bounds, and it's going to bring up a second down here for the Coyotes. Williams lost about 4 on the play, so it brings up a second down.
Second down and 13, excuse me.
And 13 is where they're going to mark it. Without our good friend Phil Shurik here tonight, Phil with a prior obligation. Phil, we sure appreciate you for joining us. We know he's tuned in here tonight. He and Scotty Cattell, fantastic work from both of those gentlemen here on the PSP Network. We wouldn't have been able to do what we've done this year without Mr. Phil Shurik and Scott Cattell. Big thank you to both of those gentlemen that we know are watching here tonight. And by the way, Scotty K will have the call of some 9-man playoff action coming up on Saturday. Join Scott Cattell on Saturday for 9-man playoff football. Surrey hosts Linton HMB at 2 p.m. You can listen live on the PSP Network. Surrey trying to make a run into the postseason. Scott Cattell will have the coverage. For now, it's the Coyotes back in their own territory. Third down here for Williston. The quarterback is Caden Finders. Finders is going to throw this one ahead forward. The ball's going to be picked up, and a first down is gained by the Coyotes. They move the chains early on here tonight. With credit with the reception will be number 13, Maliki Sick. Nice play there from Sick. This is a football team on the year for the Coyotes that have been outscored on the year 243-23 on the season. Offensively, they've registered 491 yards rushing, only 89 yards through the air, averaging 116 yards of offense per night. They're the Coyotes. That's number 8 inside of the WDA. They move the chains here, and it's a nice start for the Coyotes tonight as they move it up towards midfield. Ball is marked right around the 36-yard line. There's a flag on the play. J.J. Williams cuts back. He's going to cross over the 40 all the way up to the 45, and J.J. Williams turns out the burners. Here's the call for Mike Anderson.
Tyler Johnson with the tackle. There is a flag on the play.
Still waiting for the call from Mike Anderson. Maybe we got it with the hand gesture. Here it comes.
Legal shift. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Thank you, Mike. First down here for the Coyotes, but they've got 15 to go now with a 5-yard penalty. 10:25 left in quarter number 1 here from Dwayne Carlson Stadium on a beautiful October night in North Dakota for high school football. Mother Nature decided to cooperate. No snow here tonight. We had some yesterday in the Magic City. And a JV game between these two teams in towns yesterday that ended up just a bit wet. Big stop defensively there for Minot High, and it's McCarty that comes flying in. And the big man for the Magi, number 30, McCarty, will make the play. Braden McCarty, 6 foot tall, 165 pounds, the senior linebacker and running back. He'll be looking forward to another summer of Legion and high school baseball, I would have to assume. Play clock down to 17. Under 10 to play here in the first quarter. Coyotes head back in their own territory now. A second down and a long. 20 to go here for Williston. Take it here. Finder's going to hand it off to J.J. Williams. He's wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. And the carry ahead forward from J.J. Williams doesn't result in much, and it's a third down here for the Coyotes. And who comes out of the pile for the Magi? Look like 16 possibly. That would be Hillman. Well, they give the credit to McCarty. No matter what, either of those two seniors will take the stop on the Williston offense regardless. Ball's going to be marked here at the 26-yard line, make it 27-yard line. Coyotes sitting on the third down and long. Trips on the right, one on the left, one on the backfield. That's Williams. Finder's going to roll out to his right, throws it down into the turf. Was that a recepted football or an incomplete pass? And I believe it's incomplete. Fourth down now for the Coyotes here with 8:41 left in our first quarter of football. Big thank you to our good friends at Beaupre Law Firm, connected to our community. Your estate planning and business law attorneys at Beaupre Law Firm, helping bring you the ball game here tonight. Fourth down and long. They're going to have to put this one with a boot on it all the way back up to Ruziska, who's waiting for it at his own 40-yard line. Ball rolled out of bounds there. And Minot High is going to go onto the offensive side of things for the first time here tonight to their home field and for the final time here in 2020. Thanks for joining us on the PSP Network tonight. Again, Nick Holberg, glad to have the call. Make sure to head to the PSP Network Facebook page. Give us a like and a follow. Updates and highlights, stats, you name it. Schedules, player interviews. Same with our Twitter account at Network PSP. Emke rolls it out to the left. Intended receiver there was Caleb Rigg, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. Well, Minot High without Chase Burke tonight. And why is that such a big deal? Well, he's the team leader in rushing. Burke with 115 carries for 515 yards of the year, 2 touchdowns. And more importantly for Burke, I think, the Minot High offense is that Chase really started to find his stride in the last 2 football games, and his 4 touchdowns of the season came in the last 2 games. Pair of them against Bismarck High. He also had a pair against Legacy in the loss that Minot High suffered last week at Legacy in a barn burner. And a close matchup there. Here's the handoff up the middle. Hunter Ruziska's over the 40, down the 30, down to the 20. Take me to the end zone. Touchdown. Hunter Ruziska takes that one all the way the length of the field. Ball was marked at the 45-yard line, and Hunter Ruziska, the junior, scores another one on the season. And Ruziska strikes for first blood tonight for the Magi. That's a beautiful song, isn't it? Loyal and true for the Magi. And Hunter Ruziska's got the first score here of the night. Point after attempt here coming from Peyton March. Ball is down. It's up. And the Coyotes are going to block it. It looks like no good. 6-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, courtesy of Hunter Ruziska, tanking one to the house from 45 yards out. And Minot High leads 6-0. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network. Don't go anywhere.
Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
Hunter Ruziska from 55 yards out puts one in the end zone for the Magi. They lead 6-0 as the point after, and the attempt there for Barch was blocked. Here comes the kick return back the other way, and the Coyotes will have some good field position as the ball's ran up over the 30-yard line on the return from Anthony Hickel. There you hear the credit going to Ethan Johnson on the tackle. Well, when you look at what Hunter Ruziska has been able to do on the season for Minot High, in the rushing category, 39 carries for 181 yards. Second on the team as far as yards per carry are concerned in total yards on the season for Hunter Ruziska. Third touchdown of the year for the junior. Minot High's up 6-0. Coyotes go back to work on the offense. They work from the right hash. Ball's going to be fired out to the left side from Finders and then gobbled up on the far side. Wentz was in on the tackle along with, looks like Kinship possibly. We'll wait for the official call from up here. 16, not 15. That's Hillman. Well, we don't have a spotter in the booth here tonight, so bear with us. 7:30 left here into our first quarter. Minot High leads 6-0. Coyotes with a second down. Williston works with 6 to go. Here's J.J. Williams. Cuts over the 35-yard line, up of the 40, and Al Williams is going to make his way up to midfield, and J.J. Williams up over the 45-yard line. Let's see where they spot it at the 47. And the Coyotes move the chains again, courtesy of J.J. Williams. On the year for J.J., 323 yards, 2 touchdowns to his name. He's got both the scores of the season here for Williston. Coyotes last year going 3-6 overall, 1-6 inside of the West region, good enough for number 6. Didn't qualify for the postseason, and it's a team that continues to look uphill and continue to see if they could grow the program. They're under good direction of the head coach Andrew Bach here in his 6th season. Bach played college football at Jamestown for the Jimmies. By the way, we've got college hockey coming up, and those Jamestown Jimmies will be in action as they take on the Minot State Beavers coming up on Saturday at 4 p.m. Hope you join us on the PSP Network for the start of ACHA college hockey. J.J. Williams up over the 40-yard line, and then he powers his way through down to the 35. And J.J. Williams on a mission here tonight with 6:24 left in quarter number 1 as the Coyotes move the chains again here on this possession. And another possession in the positive side of things here for Williston tonight. Scouting reports out of Williams is he's definitely got the turbojet speed. He's one of the fastest players inside of the WDA. We see that here in quarter number 1. He gets the handoff, and his number called again. Doesn't gain much on the play. He goes right up the middle. And the stop will be made by the Magi. The first one out of the pile there was number 18, Owen Czar. Well, we heard from Chauncey Hendershot tonight talking about Czar getting his first start. The sophomore starts tonight for the Magi, and he's credited with a solo tackle there with 5:39 left to play here in our first quarter of football. Minot High's up in this one, 6-0, courtesy of a 55-yard run from Hunter Uziska. Under center is Finders. Wide out on the far left side, but it's J.J. Williams that takes it. He's going to run to his left. He's got a spin move. He's going to be then hauled up. Now he's going to break free. J.J. Williams towards the pylon. And how about that play? Not giving up there. J.J. Williams busts ahead forward, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. And roughly 3 to go now for the Coyotes as Kinshin in on the stop for Minot High. Well, J.J. Williams, a fun player to watch here tonight as he continues to impress on the offensive side of the ball. The bad news for the Coyotes and J.J. Williams, he's in a senior campaign, so they'll lose him after this 2020 season. 3rd down and 3 to go here for Williston as they've had an excellent drive on the offensive side of things. Handoff brought ahead forward. The Magi defense will swarm, and the stop will be made on the attempt forward. I believe Sawyer Hansen. We'll see who comes out with it. It was actually 26 instead, and that's Tyler Tamez.
Tyler Tamez on the carry.
4th down. 1.5 yards to go here for the Coyotes.
Peter with the tackle.
Coyotes are going to go for it. 2 in the backfield. They've got a wide out on each side. Ball marked just outside the 25-yard line. Handoff again, right up towards the line of scrimmage. Minot High's defense comes up big, and I believe Minot High's going to get the football back. We'll wait for the official call to where they mark the football, but on the 4th down situation, they might need to measure here, and it's a 1st down for the Coyotes. They're going to move it ahead forward on the nice run forward again from Tyler Tamez. Sun continuing to completely escape our vision here at beautiful Dwayne Carlson Stadium. That skylight over towards the west as we look on and beyond each and every night here at this beautiful football venue. Look at that sunset here tonight to those clouds in the sky. Williston will enjoy it that much more if they can find a way to get back on the board. Rolling out, it's going to be worked over now to the 20-yard line. Incomplete pass there, and it brings up a second down and 10 for the Coyotes.
Pass intended for Powell falls incomplete, brings up second down.
By the way, 28 Tastes and Taps is now open in the Magic City. If you're hungry, you will leave satisfied. I guarantee it. A unique menu that will have your mouth watering. Open 7 days a week. Located on South 16th Street, 28 Tastes and Taps. Family restaurant that's locally owned right here in the Magic City. Second down and 10. Pitch comes back, and it's going to come over to the 20-yard line. The Coyotes continue to run it downhill. Tabez on the carry, and the junior running back has his number called again. It's going to bring up a third down, and roughly 6 to go here for the Coyotes. Down to 3:16 to play here in this first quarter. Well, Williston certainly having some things to build off of here tonight to this first quarter of football. They've moved the chains a couple times already here tonight. And a Coyotes team that is looking for their first win of the season, looking for more. Wider, the quarterback's going to be rushed out of the pocket. Then he's going to be hauled down. Coming up with the big stop for the Magi. And standing up is Ethan Johnson, the senior defensive back that made the play. And it brings up a long fourth down. And let's call it 17 to go here for the Coyotes now as Ethan Johnson came up big, flexing his muscle. Down to 2.5 to play here in our first quarter. Minot High's up 6-0. If you're just joining us, it was Hunter Ruziska that took one of the house from his own 45-yard line. Turned on the burners, and Hunter Ruziska with his third touchdown of the season has Minot High on top of this West Region affair tonight. The score is 6-0. Timeout, Coyotes. They're going to take a second to talk things over here on this long fourth down. We'll take a break as well. It's North Dakota High School football on the PSP Network. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard has the home team up 6-0.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
Coyotes taking a moment to talk things over. They push down into Minot High territory, and they have a fourth down situation now as they're looking to see if they can find a way to move the chains or strike and go to the end zone to tie the ball game up. Last 5 matchups between these two football teams, it's been dominated heavily by Minot High School. Only 24 points have been scored in those last 5 games by the Coyotes. Minot High's 5-0 in the matchups in the last 5. They're 10-0 in the last 10. Here comes the play as it's going to be fired over towards the original line of scrimmage. Ball's going to be incomplete on the intended pass that was up in the air and then down for Maliki Sink. Minot High gets the ball back on a turnover on downs, and they lead 6-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Magicians take over on downs.
Well, you ask, when was the last time that the Coyotes had a victory over Minot High? You got to go back in the record books all the way back to 2008. And October 17th of 2008, 34-14, the Coyotes had the win over Minot High. That's the last time that Williston has had a victory against the Magi. Minot High goes back to work with Trevor Emke from the quarterback position. Motion man getting the fake handoff. That was Hebert. Ruziska's up over the 35-yard line. And Ruziska then brought down. And on the defensive stop there for the Coyotes. Kyle Thomas makes the play. Minute 44 left here in the first quarter. Thanks again for joining us here tonight on the PSP Network. It's been fun bringing you Minot High Magicians football all year long here this year. Been fun traveling around, seeing that Legacy Stadium, Scotty K and Phil Shirk down at Bismarck at the Community Bowl. Got to see the Demons at home here this year. That one didn't go so well for the Magi. That was a dominated football game by Bismarck High, and Mark Gibson's team continues to impress. That was back on game number 6 of the year. Bismarck High of the year, by the way, every game that they've played, they've put up at least 40 points or more in every single game. Chase Burke, by the way, found a way to score 2 touchdowns that night against Bismarck High, but Bismarck High ran away with it 41-14. 3rd down and 7 here for the Magi. Emke forced to toss the football away as he had a few gentlemen in hot pursuit right on top of him. And a nice play there defensively from the Williston Coyotes is going to bring up a 4th down for the Magi on the heavy pressure coming from Williston's Austin Griffith, the sophomore defensive back. Ruziska's going to be on to punt this one away for the Magi. Back to receive for Williston is J.J. Williams. Ball's marked here at the 35-yard line. It's a 4th down. 7 to go for the Magi, and Ruziska's going to put a boot on it. This one's going to float all the way down to about the 33. Look out. J.J. Williams fumbles the football. Minot High comes up with it. Into the Magi have the ball. They do. Well, J.J. Williams makes an uncharacteristic play as he called for the fair catch, and then it went through his hands. And Minot High ends up picking up the football, and they go to work as they approach the Williston red zone. 39 seconds left here in quarter number 1. Minot High leading 6-0, courtesy of Hunter Ruziska's 55-yard dash early in the first quarter. Emke from the shotgun sweeps it out here to Hunter Ruziska over the 30. Now he's at the 20. Ruziska is going to make a cut up to the 15. And Hunter Ruziska is going to move the chains for the Magi, and they enter the red zone, brought to you by 28 Tasted Taps, who's now open in the Magic City. If you enter that place hungry, you'll leave satisfied and full completely. We promise it. A unique menu at 28 Tasted Taps, located on South 16th Street in the Magic City, just across from the YMCA. You will be satisfied at 28 Tasted Taps. First down at 10. Here's Ruziska, makes a cut back again. He's up at the 15-yard line, cuts over the 5, corner of the end zone, touchdown. There is a flag on the play as Hunter Ruziska is in the end zone for the 2nd time here tonight. That's the end of the first quarter, too, by the way. We'll see what the call is here. Minot High is either going to have the same possession on the first down to start the second quarter of football, or they're going to have a 12-point lead as the referees continue to talk about it here. And it is going to be on the offense, so Minot High will lead 6-0 in our first break here tonight. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard reads 6 for Minot High, 0 for the Coyotes from Williston. West Region Football Affair here tonight. Don't go anywhere. North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
Presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tasted Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
We return back to play to start our second quarter of football. And Minot High approaching the quarter again as that time.
Ruziska on the carry.
Hunter Ruziska on the carry again.
Tackle by Cole Mack.
There you hear the call from
Brings up
Mr.
second
Eric
down.
Schaefer. He's done a fantastic job for us, helping out on the PSP Network. He's been a huge part of the swimming production over at the Magic City campus pool. Big thank you to Eric Schaefer again for helping out on the PSP Network with high school swimming. Second quarter, 6-0 Magi are on top. They approach with Hunter Ruziska. He's up over the 5-yard line, and then Ruziska make that Caleb Ring instead of the carry. He's going to be hauled down inside the 5, and it's going to be a first down and goal coming for the Magi. 28 Tayson taps red zone here for the Magicians, trying to add to their 6-0 lead here tonight. Nick Holbrook, glad to have you aboard here on the PSP Network. Thanks again for joining us here tonight for more North Dakota high school football. Minot High operating from the right hash. Ball's handed back to Emke off with a shotgun, and Emke dives towards the pylon. Did he get in? They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line or inside the 1, and it will be a second down and goal situation here for the Magi.
Brings up second down goal.
Minot High working from the right hash. Ruziska's in the backfield. Emke on the quarterback keeper punches his way through. The Magicians lead 12-0 now as Emke's found a way to score another touchdown for the Magi, and it is a 12-0 score in favor of the Magicians. 10:22 remains here in the second. Emke on the 1-yard run. Barch, extra point attempt again. That time it was blocked again. And Minot High will sit down with a 12-0 lead on our first International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Here in the second quarter. Minot High's on top. 12-0. Thanks for joining us again here tonight on the PSP Network for North Dakota high school football. Quick message from our sponsors. Coyotes get the ball back when we return.
Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Loyal and true, the school song for the Magi plays as they lead 12-0. Here on the PSP Network, and there you see the Minot High cheerleaders doing their part here tonight. Phil Shurick and I had that conversation during the homecoming matchup about how much of a job those cheerleaders really do and how fantastic Minot High's staff of cheerleaders really is. Hats off to that whole crew for another job well done here in 2020. Off the kickoff, ball goes out of bounds. So the flag will be on the play. Minot High will be penalized on the out-of-bounds kick. Coyotes are going to grab a few more yards on the play. 10:22 to play here in our second quarter. Minot High leads 12-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard.
Legal procedure, kicking team. Ball will be placed on the 35.
Again, Mike Anderson with the call here tonight.
At the 35-yard line.
Nice job to Mr. Anderson. Thank you to all the fans watching here tonight on the PSP Network. If you're new to PSP Network, just know we're excited to bring you 150 broadcasts from the Magic City this year and inside the WDA. We've got a full schedule ahead. If you're a fan of the Coyotes watching tonight, we welcome you in. Thanks for joining us here. We're doing our best to deliver a non-biased presentation on the PSP Network. We take some pride in that. All of us on the PSP Network, however, are alumni of Minot High School. Be geared up for another season of Minot High basketball, Minot High Magicians hockey, boys and girls for both of those sports as well. Here's J.J. Williams up ahead. Ford Williams busts over the 45-yard line. Minot High's got their arms up. They think they've come up with a football. There is a fumble on the play. Let's see who's going to get credit with the possession of the ball. And Mike Anderson will make the call coming up shortly. J.J. Williams gets the ball back after it apparently had come loose. So the Coyotes now with a third down and a short yard to go. Trying to move the chains here for Williston. 9:24 left here in the first half of football. Thanks again to our good friends at Clean Tech, bringing you the contest here tonight to look at those standings of the polls from across North Dakota. Clean Tech coming to the rescue since 1992. Visit them online at cleantechllc.us. Coyotes are going to call a timeout. We're going to do the same thing. Minot leads 12-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. It's North Dakota high school football here on the PSP Network.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
Legendary Dwayne Carlson Stadium, the home to tonight's West Region matchup of North Dakota high school football. Home team's on top 12-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard here with 9:10 left in our first half of football. Nick Holberg, glad to have you aboard for the call here tonight. Chilly night in the Magic City. Everybody that is here certainly bundled up. Restrictions on the amount of spectators in the seats here tonight. Still some energy in the venue. There goes the pass from J.J. Williams. He's going to fire that one off as it comes back into the possession of the tailback, and with the carry there.
Tackled by Tice. Play results in a Coyote.
I believe was number 24. Josh Rodriguez. We'll have to wait and see. And we don't have a spotter up here in the booth. And with the amount of light outside, we have to have the light down inside. Makes it a little bit of a challenge when you're looking through these two panes here tonight. We know it was Williams that fired it off to begin with. That's 25 on the player, 26 on the play. Tyler Temez. Flag on the play.
Flag on the play.
Here's Mike Anderson with the call.
Ball start. Offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first.
Well, the flag is flown, and the Coyotes are going to be charged with a 5-yard penalty. A game that has been played pretty evenly so far here tonight, and not a whole lot of encroachment off sides, other flags. We've had a few, of course, as any football game will, but pretty fairly matched up here tonight. Williams on the keeper. He's going to cross over the 45-yard line, then wrestled out of bounds roughly at the 47. And J.J. Williams continues to wheel a deal here for the Coyotes.
Brings up second down.
Well, the Coyotes on the season, ranking number 8 inside of the WDA in offensive rush and pass yards, and the average of 116 yards total per night. Just isn't enough to get the job done. Defensively, same thing. They've given up 327 to their opposition on the season. When you look at what Minot High has been able to do on the year, Minot High has given up an average of 316 per night. That's number 6 in the WDA. Well, they've averaged 245 per night, which is number 7. J.J. Williams uses the muscle. He's pushed out of bounds. And look out, Williams is going to fire the football at McCarty. And that one was in plain sight. There's going to be an unsportsmanlike conduct coming here on J.J. Williams as some frustration starts to come out here from the Coyotes. Here's the call from Mike Anderson. And some fans below us don't like that, obviously. Still waiting for the call from Mike Anderson as he has the conversation on the field.
Dead ball. Unsportsmanlike. Offense. 15-yard penalty.
Well, the
third down.
Frustration there from J.J. Williams. Moves him back 15 yards. You feel for a kid like that, without a doubt. On the year, J.J. Williams, a player that, again, has led the team in rushing yards with 323. He's been the workhorse back there, and he's been the player on the sheet for the Coyotes that has been highlighted as their guy. And unfortunately for Williston, and no knock against the Coyotes, it's just one of those years that they don't have the personnel up front to be able to create the gaps needed to hang in those ball games and allow him to have the nights that he would like to have. And sometimes those frustrations come out. You got to think, I mean, doesn't matter if you're 10 years old or 30 years old. This is an 18-year-old kid that I don't knock him for having some frustration. I don't highlight or promote on sportsmanlike by any means, but back in my day of hockey days, I was known to have a few outbursts, if you will. He's a competitor. Gotta love it. 4th down here for the Coyotes, and they're going to punt this one away. And here's Hunter Ruziska back at his own 35. Here's the Magic Man over the 40, cuts back. Now he's at the 45-50. The feet got swept down from underneath him, and Hunter Ruziska was looking to break free, but Tyler Tamez, the junior, made the stop of the specialty teams unit. And now Minot High goes back to the offense as Trevor Emke will come out and operate here with 7:03 left in our first half of football. Minot High leads this one. It's 12-0 here on the PSP Network and the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Talking about those frustrations, that tempers will flare when you're on a 1-5 football team or an 0-5 team. That's why Minot High is without Chase Burke tonight. He was disqualified in the matchup against Legacy. Talk about another guy that certainly deserves some credit. He's been grinding all year long. He's been a fun player to watch. Hunter Ruziska makes the jump. He's going to gain about 5 on the play, and he's up over the 45-yard line as Minot High is now in Williston territory.
Tackled by Knox.
Ruziska's one of those guys. He's just a hard-nosed player. 5'7", $175. Running downhill. He's an all-around athlete, man. Let me tell you. Really good on the baseball field. If I'm not mistaken, I believe he's good on the wrestling mat as well. Know him best for baseball without a doubt, and on the football field for the Magi. Motion man, hand it off. Ruziska's going to cut back at the 40-yard line. First down for the Magi, and Ruziska continues to wheel and deal here for Minot High.
Tackled by Knox.
6:19 left here in this first half.
First down.
Big thank you to our friends at Arbo Photography, the leader in game photo coverage and senior pictures. The proof is in the galleries. Find Arbo Photography on Facebook and Instagram or online at arbophotography.com. That's ARBAUT photography.com. Timeout for the Magi. They're going to take a break with 5:56 left here in this first half of football. On the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard, Minot High leads this one. It's 12-0. Fans trying to get in from all over the place. You can't blame them, can you? What a goofy year it's been. Minot High's in the driver's seat. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
Galactic pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
Well, if you ever have been sledding in Magic City, you're probably familiar with right at the fence where those fans are here tonight. That's at the top of the big hill where the Big Ab can be found here at the Magic City campus here in Minot, right in the middle of town on the south hill of the Magic City. Ruziska got the football. He's up over the 40, make it 35-yard line, dives down to the 30, and Hunter Ruziska continues to fight for yardage, runs it downhill, and Ruziska now with a second down and a short 4 for the Magi with under 5:50 left here in the first half of football. Hunter Ruziska is just one of those athletes that has that special something. There's no doubt about it when you watch him play. He was the same way on the baseball field this summer for Independent Legion Baseball. He's been fun to watch. He's going to be one of the best of the WDA next year. Stamp it guaranteed. Pass downfield comes into the hands of Caleb Rigg, and the Magi will score. Emke sends it up to Caleb Rigg from the 37-yard line out, and the Magi now lead 18-0. 37-yard pass. Emke off to Rigg. Down to 5:17 left here in this second quarter of football. Barch is on to attempt the point after. 0 for 2 here tonight. That one's going to go up through the uprights, and it's good. Minot High leads this football game on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard tonight. It's 19-0. How about that play from Trevor Emke?
edition of the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Loyola Trues played 3 times tonight. That's because Minot High sits on a 3-score lead, 19-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. The most recent, a 37-yard pass from Trevor Emke to Caleb Ring that fouled the Maroon end zone. Here's J.J. Williams on the return. He's up over the 30-yard line, and Williams parks it at the 31, and a nice run back again as Tice will bump him out of bounds, and the Coyotes will go to work with a first down and 10 from their own territory here with 5:10 remaining in our first half of football tonight. By the way, when you're shopping for tires, shop Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices. And check this out, their service after the sale with the Tires Plus plan. You can't go wrong with Tires Plus. Guaranteed lowest prices, any brand you want, all under one roof. You can visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. That's where we have all of our vehicles serviced with their 15-minute oil change. That's where we buy our tires. PSP Network, certainly grateful for the partnership with Tires Plus here in 2020. Ball's bombed downfield all the way up to the 40-yard line. Who's going to be up with it? Coyotes say they've got the football, and with it is Malik Sick. And Sick is going to grab the football. How about that reception? Powell is the leader in receiving yards on the year for the Coyotes with 35. And that play right there for Sick is going to probably put him up on top of the leaderboard. Nice play there as Finder sends it off to Sick. And now the Coyotes are starting to push for some territory in the Minot High end of the football field. 19-0, Minot High on top. Under 5 to play here in this first half. Finders under center to the backfield. It's J.J. Williams with the call. Williams runs to the outside. He's up over the 35, now the 30, cuts back. And how about the play from J.J. Williams? He's fun to watch, man. Let me tell you. Gets to the outside, uses that frame, puts the arm out with some power, and he makes his way to the outside where it will be a second down and a short one here for the Coyotes. As we approach our Premier Chiropractic halftime report coming up right around the corner here on the PSP Network. Thanks again for joining us here tonight for North Dakota High School football. Playoff football on Saturday with Scott Cattell. He'll have the call as Surrey hosts Linton HMB and Surrey. Handoff up the gut, and looks like on the 3rd down and 1, the Coyotes will move the chains as they bring it ahead forward. And a nice play up the middle. We'll wait for Eric Schaefer, the PA announcer, on the official call on the carry. I believe it may be 34, Sawyer Hansen.
Sawyer Hansen on the carry.
It was. Surrey and Linton HMB on Saturday. That game time's 2 p.m. And then we'll have the home opener for Minot State men's hockey. They take on the Jamestown Jimmies Saturday at 4 p.m. Hope you join us for both of those matchups. Finders fires it out to the left side, and with the play all the way up over the 30-yard line before the stop was made for Minot High from number 44, Nick Beater. With the reception was Powell.
Brings up second down.
And Powell's going to move the ball inside the 28 Tastes and Taps red zone. Should see the menu at 28 Tastes and Taps. Should see the meal portions. It's fantastic stuff. One of the specialties there, they have a hot dog that they put a chili cheese steak. I keep saying chili cheese steak. It's just a cheese steak on top of a hot dog with these waffle fries. It's fantastic. I'm telling you, that stuff is fantastic. 28 Tastes and Taps red zone. Here's J.J. Williams. He's up ahead forward, a gain of roughly 1 on the play. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and a short 2 to go. Czar coming up big tonight for the Magi. The sophomore getting his first start on the varsity football field. And that's kind of what Chauncey Hendershot was talking about tonight with some of these younger guys that are working their way up into the varsity lineup, and plenty of guys with plenty of experience here this year in 2020. Nice to see a sophomore, being in on some plays here tonight from Minot High. The future is certainly bright. Under center, Caden Finders. Talk about a future that's bright. He's only a sophomore as well. Off to J.J. Williams. Look out, coming in hot. Call off the Dogs, Ethan Johnson. Right on top of him. And J.J. Williams couldn't go anywhere. Loss on the play. It's going to bring up a 4th down. And the Coyotes are going to want to talk things over. Make it the Magi are going to want to talk things over on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Minot High leads this one. It's 19-0. Don't go anywhere, Coyotes. Seeing what tricks they have up their sleeve as we return.
People together quite like a football game. As the summer months come to an end, at First Western Bank and Trust, we look forward to supporting our local football teams. Those Friday night lights, cheering on the players, and watching the game with friends and family, that's what fall is all about. As teamwork and perseverance drives each team to achieving their goals, we all wish players safety and the best of luck on the field this year. We'll be cheering you on. At First Western Bank and Trust, we aren't just here for you, we are you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Showtime of the 4th down here for the Coyotes. Finders is back to pass, throws it across the middle. There is a flag on the play. Intended recipient was Powell, and the yellow linen comes out onto the field, so we'll wait for the call.
Finders pass intended for 6 falls incomplete. There's a flag on the play.
Mike Anderson will have that call in just a moment. Either way, the first down marker is up, or will we replay the down? It will all be determined by the gentleman in the white hat.
Pass interference on the defense. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
Ooh, first down. Yes, it will be. And the Coyotes get the break they're looking for as they now walk into the Minot High red zone here with 1 minute, 56 seconds left in our first half. They trail 19-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. J.J. Williams in the backfield, a wideout on each side for the Coyotes as they look to spread it out here as they have the ball marked inside the 15-yard line. Williams off the handoff, cuts back, rolls away. Spin move down inside the 5, and J.J. Williams finally brought down inside the 5-yard line. Man, is he fun to watch, the spin move after the play where it looked like he was going to be brought down. Can't say enough positives about J.J. Williams here for the Coyotes tonight. Second down and a short one to go. They're inside Minot High's 5-yard line. It would be huge for the Coyotes at this point in the ball game with just under 90 seconds remaining in our first half to strike for some blood here tonight to see if they can get themselves on the scoreboard. Wideouts on each side again, 2 in the backfield. One of them is Williams, who's been fantastic with a capital F here tonight. He gets the call up the middle. J.J. Williams into the end zone. Waiting for the official call. Touchdown for J.J. Williams. Nice play from J.J. Williams, and that hard work pays off. He's got the credit as Williams, with 1:02 remaining here in our first half, will run that one in from roughly 3 yards out. 19-6. Coyotes are trying to add to it now. Point after attempt coming on. And the big man's going to boot this one away. That's Brandon Harden, the senior.
Brandon Harden to attempt the point after.
They fumble the snap, and it comes back in about a High's possession. And both teams trading a few of those here tonight. Point after is no good, but the Coyotes still strike. They're on the board. It's now 19-6 here on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Minot High gets the ball back to end our first half when we return to North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust.
Magicians on the field waiting for the kickoff after the point scored by J.J. Williams. And now here come the Coyotes onto the playing surface to put the ball into play. 2 touchdowns on the year for J.J. He's got another one now, 3 on the season. Nice to see that hard work being paid off for the senior for the Coyotes here tonight, 19-6. Minot High's on top. And they'll have the football to end the first half if they can hang on to it, that is. As the ball is going to be put into the air here by Brandon Harden. Flag on the play. Mike Anderson will have the call coming up in just a moment. By the way, our Premier Chiropractic and Premier Movement halftime report right around the corner. Here's Mike Anderson.
Offense, offsides, kicking team, 5-yard penalty, re-kick.
Thank you, Mike. Move better, perform better, live better. Premier Movement is personal training redefined using group classes that demand accountability, action, and results. Premier Movement here in the Magic City. Locally owned gym. They do a fantastic job at Premier Movement. Ball's going to go off the hands of a Magician player to touch Ruziska. That's up with it. Now Ruziska, he breaks free over the 50-yard line. Then the feet were swept out from underneath all the way up to the opposing 45-yard line. And Hunter Ruziska has been the real deal when it comes to the specialty teams and the returns for the Magi. And that one arm that got in the way might have been the difference between Minot High tacking 6 more out of the board because Hunter Ruziska had the jet motors firing. Chauncey Hendershot on the bottom of your screen. See him walking back using the maroon hat next to Andy Latch on the bottom of your screen. Nice to talk to Chauncey earlier on here tonight. First year as the head coach of the Magi. That not an easy program to take over, especially after Barry Holman, who was a legend in North Dakota high school football. Incomplete pass, almost intercepted by Brandon Harden, went through his hands, and then it hit the turf. When you look at what Barry Holman was able to do in his program and his tenure at Minot High as the head football coach, the state tournament appearances, the amount of times that Minot High was in the state championship game, just couldn't quite cross that hump. But to make it to the AAA state championship as many times as Holman did in his career at Minot High really is a feat, and he deserves a whole lot of credit. Emke wheels this one out here to the right side. With it was Cody Kranz, and Kranz, make that 9 instead. Talon Hebert up over the 45-yard line. Minot High will have a third down. It's 7 to go here as we're down to the final half minute to play in the first half of football. Emke from the shotgun again. Looks to fire it downfield. That time he does. Finds Talon Hebert on the near sideline. That's good enough for a first down. Minot High trying to prove a point to end the first half, it seems, as they move the chains and they continue to wheel and deal. On top, 19-6 here in the ball game. Team that last year went 5-5 overall, 4-3 in the WDA. Minot High finished and took the number 4 spot in the West. They lost in the state quarters to West Fargo Cheyenne. Emke rolls over to his left. Now fires at 40. He's got Ruziska. Makes a play up over the 25-yard line. Down to 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Make that Caleb ring. My apologies. 10.22. Timeout for the Magi. 16 seconds remains here in the first half. Minot High leads on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. It's 19-6. Here on the PSP Network. Thanks again for joining us here tonight as we get geared up and ready for our Premier Chiropractic halftime report. Premier Chiropractic, the chiropractic clinic that's focused on improving the health of Minot and the surrounding areas with the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason and Becky Perry Domries, the best in the business at Premier Chiropractic. They bring you the halftime report coming up here in just a few moments. Ozzy Osbourne, Crazy Train, blaring here at Dwayne Carlson Stadium tonight. And everybody fired up for this one. And Minot High has another play at maybe 2 with 16 seconds remaining on the play clock. Emke throws it ahead forward, incomplete pass. That was intended out front there for
Emke's pass intended for Tyler Johnson falls in.
For Tyler Johnson.
Brings up second down.
Incomplete was the call. Second down. 12 seconds remain here on the game clock. Play clock down to 26. When you go through the checklist of what Minot High has been able to do this year, and you look at a kid like Emke, and on the season, the quarterback who's in his junior year ended up with 3 touchdowns on the year, and a player that was pretty good through the air. However, he did have 6 interceptions to his name coming into the game tonight, but some of the things like play management and clock management have been fantastic. Corner of the end zone, trying to make the play. That ball was tossed up and on a tee for Talon Hebert, but he was going to be run into, so the flag comes out. And Minot High is going to have another shot at the end zone here with 7 seconds remaining in our first half of football. It's going to be pass interference coming here from Mike Anderson, I'd have to assume. Yeah, again, here's Mike Anderson. Magic City Youth Baseball Program Director, by the way.
Defense, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, Minot High is going to have another shot at it. And they're going to come on to kick the field goal. 2 field goals on the year for March. He's going to line this one up.
31-yard field goal.
31-yard field goal for March. Can he put this one through the uprights for the Magi? This is a healthy kick for March. It's up, has the distance, through the uprights, and he scores it. 31-yarder for March. That Minot High adds to their 19-0 lead with a 3-spot. And that's how the first half comes to a close. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard has Minot High on top of this one. It's 22-6 here on the PSP Network. Let's go to our Premier Movement and Premier Chiropractic halftime report. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network. Minot High in the driver's seat tonight. We'll tell you how they got there when we come back.
Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
Time for the Premier Chiropractic Halftime Report. Premier Chiropractic is a chiropractic clinic focused on improving the health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason combines several techniques to decrease pain and improve function. Dr. Becky Perry-Domries focuses on treating pediatrics and prenatal. Visit PremierChiropracticND.com for more information. Now for the Premier Chiropractic Halftime Report.
Final game of the 2020 season on display tonight between the Coyotes from Williston and the Magi from Minot High here on the PSP Network. Nick Ober, glad to have you aboard here tonight. We're at the Premier Chiropractic Halftime Report, and it's Minot High in the driver's seat tonight. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard has Minot High up in this one 22-6 here in the ball game. As we take a look at the scoring from our first half, it's brought to you by our friends at Tires Plus. All brands under one roof with the guaranteed lowest prices at Tires Plus. Plus, check this out. There's service after the sale with the Tires Plus plan. PSP Network and yours truly, personal vehicles. We have our service done at Tires Plus. Oil change there. We buy our tires there. Top to bottom, Tires Plus, simply put, they're in a different league. Visit them online at TiresPlusND.com. It's Tires Plus that brings you the report of the scoring in our second and first quarters here tonight. As Minot High got on the board in the first quarter, 8:02 mark, Hunter Ruzinska from his own 45-yard line took it 55 yards into the end zone for the first score of the night to make it 6-0 Magi. That's how we ended our first quarter of play. In the second quarter, Minot High got on the board again, 10-22. Trevor Emke punched it in from a yard out to make it 12-0 Minot High. Barch was unable to score the point after attempt on both plays. Nice blocks from the Williston defensive side of the football, but Minot High still led 12-0. At 5:17 of the second quarter, Trevor Emke threw the football in the air 37 yards to Caleb Ring, and Ring brought down the ball for the touchdown. That made it 19-0 Minot High. With 1:02 remaining in that first half of football, J.J. Williams, the Coyote that has been wheeling and dealing here tonight, brought it in from 3 yards out on a nice spin move to make it 19-6. But then with no time remaining in our first half, Peyton Barch came on, completed a 31-yard attempt for the Magi, and the kicker for the Magi put it through the uprights, and that's where we sit at the half. It's 22-6 here on the PSP Network. Thanks again for joining us tonight for the Premier Chiropractic and Premier Movement Halftime Report. Premier Movement personal training redefined using group classes that demand accountability, action, and results. Move better, perform better, live better, plain and simple. Premier Chiropractic and Premier Movement bringing you the halftime report here tonight. When we come back, we're going to take a look across the state of North Dakota at the playoff picture. We'll look at the polls from 9-man and single A and the double A as well, and then a full playoff picture for AAA football. Unfortunately, neither of these teams will be involved here in 2020. The good news is somebody's going to win tonight here on the PSP Network and in the final game of the year for the Coyotes and the Magi. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard reads Minot High 22, Williston 6. Don't go anywhere.
Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
This presentation on the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services. The 30-inch Galactic Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag. At Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
The Magi return to the field with a 22-6 lead on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard here tonight. Nick Colbert, glad to have you aboard for our halftime report, brought to you by our good friends at Premier Chiropractic, the chiropractic clinic in the Magic City that's focused on improving the health of Minot and the surrounding areas through the most cutting-edge advances in natural health care today. Dr. Kirk Mason combines several techniques to decrease pain and improve function. Dr. Becky Perry-Dobries focuses on treating pediatrics and prenatal. We thank them so much for their continued support of Minot High, Magicians football, Williston Coyotes football for that matter, any athletics inside of the WDA and inside the Magic City. They do a fantastic job at Premier Chiropractic. Big thanks to them for bringing you the halftime report here tonight. Well, the highlights in that first half, we talked about them with the scoring update at the break. And when you look at what has gone on in the football game, Ruzinska's 55-yard dash was a good one. Emke scored twice tonight, once through the air for a 37-yard pass and once on the ground here tonight. J.J. Williams is credited with a handful of First downs for the Coyotes and a 3-yard run into the end zone for a touchdown. And then Peyton Barch adds the icing to the cake for the Magi in the first half with a 31-yard field goal here tonight. Those are the scoring stats to report to the ball game here tonight. Let's take a look at that AAA poll brought to you by our friends at CleanTech LLC. Get COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or your business with CleanTech LLC. This proactive deep cleaning service includes disinfecting and sanitizing. Don't forget about CleanTech's 24/7 disaster response and restoration services. You can visit them online at cleantechllc.us. CleanTech coming to the rescue since 1992. AAA poll looks like this. Bismarck Century receiving 10 first-place votes, number 1. West Fargo Cheyenne, number 2. They received 3 first-place votes. The Demons from Bismarck High, ranked number 3 in the poll this week. They received 2 first-place votes. I'm not afraid to say it. One of those was mine, as the Demons are the real deal, I think. I think that's the team to beat. We'll find out tonight. We'll wait and see if we can get an update from the capital city here tonight. The Demons and Patriots played tonight. And Davies is ranked 4, West Fargo ranked number 5. In AA football, St. Mary's number 1, Hillsborough Central Valley 2, Beulah number 3, Kindred number 4, Central Cass number 5, Devils Lake and Valley City receiving votes here in the AA poll. Valley City 2-4 on the year receiving votes. Kind of strange to me. In single A football, that was AA. In single A football, Langdon area, Ebmore, Munich, all 19, or make it 19 of the 22 possible first place votes. Lisbon receiving the other first place votes at number 2. 9-0 for Langdon. Lisbon 6-0. The Aggies from Velva are 8-0 on the year. And Velva, I think, dropped down just because of the fact that on the season they just have not had a super stiff competition schedule compared to some others. Velva beat Kent Bear 60-0 the other night. They're number 3. Oaks is number 4. Grafton number 5 at 7-2. Bishop Ryan's receiving votes in those polls. The Lions having a year here in single A. They could go on another playoff run. Hauled down as Hebert's on the run back here for the Magi. He brought it up over about the 34-yard line, and Powell's going to bring him down. And now the Magi go to work with a first down and 10. Ball spotted on their 32-yard line. In the 9-man world, Cavalier receiving 10 first-place votes. Lemoore receiving 9 of them. Kidder County receiving 2 of them. Cavaliers 1, Lemoore 2, Kidder County 3, Linton HMB number 4, Grant County number 5. Others receiving votes, St. John, North Border, Divide County. Earlier on in the year, Surrey received some votes, and Surrey and Linton HMB will play on Saturday. And the legendary voice of Region 6, Minot High, Minot State, Mr. Scott Cattell, will be right here on the PSP Network for a 2 o'clock matchup with the Surrey Mustangs and Linton HMB Lions. Again, Planet Pizza pregame show. Let's call it 1:40 on Saturday right here on the PSP Network. We know Scotty's going to deliver a grade A broadcast that night. He does each and every time. He shows up at the press box. What a joy it's been to work with him, by the way. Growing up, having an opportunity to listen to Scotty on the air so many times throughout my life. I'm a sports guy, obviously. I grew up listening to Scotty quite a bit. That pass is incomplete as it was rolled out to the right side. Emke fired it off. Kitchen was the intended receiver. It went over his head, brings up a third down now for the Magi at 4 to go. So, yeah, having the opportunity to work with Scotty, to listen to Scotty, to learn from Scotty has been a lot of fun. And those stories behind the scenes are fantastic as well. And some of those will go down in history. Our first car ride ever together. Our first overnight trip in Bismarck for Vistas baseball. I mean, it's stuff that will just go on, legendary stuff. And I know Scotty's smiling right now if he's listening to the broadcast. 11:08 left here in the third quarter. And we're sitting on a 22-6 score in favor of Minot High on our First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. It is the third quarter. We do apologize. We'll change those graphics on the screen for you right now.
Ruziska to punt for the Magicians. Williams need to return for the Coyotes.
Ruziska's back to punt this one off. J.J. Williams back to receive. Ruziska takes him on a high roll on it. Comes all the way down to the Williston Coyotes 30-yard line, and now the Coyotes are going to go to work. Look out, there's going to be a hit in the back. Looks like Jake Tice went for a ride at midfield. I don't know if we caught that on the camera or not, but Tice went down to the ground. As soon as he went down, the flags came up, and now there's a conversation here as the three referees get together. Mike Anderson is going to have the information for us in just a moment. Gentleman of the white hat here tonight. Every time I say that, I think about watching Old School the other night. We watched it on Hulu or Netflix, wherever it was. I haven't seen that in about 20 years. My goodness, was I laughing. If you've ever met, here's Mike Anderson.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Receiving team, half the distance to the goal, first down.
Well, the Coyotes not doing themselves any favors here. They're going to be backed up all the way back into their own territory here now with 10:29 left here in this third quarter of football. Anyway, Old School, if you've ever met Tony Mueller from Planet Pizza, those Mueller boys, they do such a fantastic job helping get us these games on the air. And they've been supporters of the PSP Network before PSP Network was even a thing. But Vince Vaughn is Tony Mueller from Planet Pizza like no other. That movie just had us rolling the other night. And if you've met Tony at the lunch buffet and have any idea what that personality's like, you've got a pretty clear understanding of what I'm talking about. I recommend Old School. Kids maybe, not the young kids, but I think parents, you make the call on it. I had that on DVD back in high school when I was at Minot High. That was back in 2004. Times have changed since then, just a bit. 10:22 left here in the third quarter. Magi are up 22-6 tonight over the Coyotes on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Minot High is looking to go streaking with their defense and see if they could put a stop to the Coyotes back in their own territory on the second down at 4. Williams had it in the backfield. He lost his footing on the turf and he went down. It's going to bring up a third down. He lost about a yard and a half on the play.
Down in the backfield. Brings up third down.
Third down about halfway from pylon to pylon. American flag over towards our right tonight, blowing from the right to the left from Coyotes end zone back to the Minot High end zone here tonight. Wayne Carlson Stadium here in Minot. Chauncey Hendershot talked about it in the Planet Pizza pregame show here tonight about what a beautiful venue this is and what a joy and luxury it is to be able to play here each and every week. J.J. Williams wrapped up and taken to the ground on the big defensive stop.
Williams on the carry.
And who's going to come up with credit on this? Is that Czar again for Minot High?
In the backfield by Czar.
It is.
Up fourth down.
Man, Owen Czar is going to be a bright future spot for Minot High. The sophomore comes up with the big stop and another loss of yards here for the Coyotes. Brings up a fourth down. They've got a long way to go, and they're going to have to boot this one away back in their own territory.
Return to the Magicians.
Ball's going to be booted off. Back to retrieve is Ruziska at the 45, making the 50-yard line now. Hops over a man, cuts back, and now he's over the 45, up to the 40-yard line. And Hunter Ruziska
on the return.
Edging close to that 40-yard line on the Williston side of the field, and Minot High is going to have good field position here, courtesy of the man Hunter Ruziska, who's been fantastic and fun to watch here in 2020, his junior year, and a breakout season without a doubt here for the Magi. Offense comes back to the field here for Minot High. Talked about possibly seeing a different quarterback at times here tonight, but it's Trevor Emke with 2 touchdowns to his name that's still in command of the Magi. Now there's a false start, I believe, that will be called here. We'll wait and see. Here's Mike Anderson. See the fans' approval of the Magi tonight.
Ball start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Yeah, those are the ones that Chauncey Hendershot and company would like to take care of. Brings Minot High all the way back to the 46-yard line. They've got to get all the way down to the 31 for the first down now, and the first down at 15. Emke hands it off. Here's Ruziska. Brings it back up to the original line of scrimmage. He gains 5 on the play. And we're down to 8:40 left here in this third quarter. Once again, Century and Bismarck playing tonight. The Demons and the Patriots. Whoever wins that one will be the West Region #1 seed. The loser will be the #2 seed. If Jamestown beats Mandan tonight, Jamestown will be the #3 seed, and Legacy will be the #4 seed. If Mandan beats Jamestown, Mandan's #3 and Jamestown's #4. Legacy doesn't have their own destiny in their control here tonight. Talon Hebert runs it ahead forward. He's up over the 35-yard line. And Hebert crashes ahead forward. It's going to bring up a third down. And it looks to be about 3 here for the Magi with a
Brings up third down.
7:55 ticking away on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. West Fargo Cheyenne #1 out east. Davies #2. West Fargo #3 and Fargo Shanley #4. Playoffs look like this. Friday, October 23rd, Shanley's going to play the winner of Century and Bismarck. Jamestown or Mandan will play the winner of Davies. Jamestown or Legacy will play West Fargo Cheyenne, and West Fargo will play Century or Bismarck. So we know for sure that West Fargo is going to play either the Demons.
Dead ball, offsides, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Thank you. West Fargo's either going to play the Demons or the Patriots. Shanley's either going to play the Demons or the Patriots. But Jamestown, Mandan, and Legacy all up for grabs against Davies at West Fargo Cheyenne. That will be all sorted out by the time everybody wakes up tomorrow morning, or probably by the time you turn on the nightly news here tonight from across the state of North Dakota on who's playing who for week 1 of the North Dakota AAA playoffs. Ruziska crashes hard down to the ground after he got up near the 26-yard line. Went for a little air flight there, and it's going to be a second down and roughly 8 to go for the Magi.
Tackled by Knox.
Once again, tonight's ball game brought to you by our good friends at Beaupre Law Firm, connected to the community, your estate planning and business law attorneys. Beaupre Law Firm in the Magic City. Minot High facing a second down at 8. Emke's going to roll over to his left side. He moves it ahead forward, connects there, and Emke fires it ahead forward for the first down up to the 15-yard line. And who's out with it? I believe it's Kinchin with the football. We'll wait and see the number as he turns. It was, and Kinchin moves the chains for the Magi.
Tackled by Hansen, and that's another Magi. First down.
Well, Kinchin leading the team last year in receiving yards. It was a player that really had some high hopes here in 2020, and it was just one of those years that, again, the Magi going 1-5, looking to go 1 and make it 2-5 now to end their campaign here tonight. Head forward with the football on the run was Hunter Ruziska. Under 6 to play here in the third. Just one of those years for the Magi that is frustrating that the kids will look back on 20 years from now and talk about a junior campaign, some of these seniors, a junior campaign where they had the quarterback Gunville, who was one of the all-time greats for Minot High basketball, who tracked down Matt Whitwer's record, almost put his name on the top of the all-time scoring list at Minot High, got pretty darn close. Just couldn't get the job done there, but still a feat that was unbelievable. No one thought anyone would catch Whitwer at Gunville. If he would have had a few more games like the state tournament, he probably would have done it. Had Fillion in the backfield last year. He was rushing yards all over the place. And they came into this year under the new direction of Chauncey Hendershot.
Flag on the play.
Ball, delay game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still second down.
They came into this year with Chauncey Hendershot as their head coach, and the first-year head coach, and a well-respected name in the football community. Fellow coaches across the board, Chauncey was kind of the guy, and he came in, and Chauncey this year was up against some challenges, I guess is how you would say it. And it's no knock for any player that's on that field. It's just that's the way it is sometimes, and Minot High did what they could here in this 2020 season to continue to grow. But I think with talking to Chauncey, where I'm most excited moving forward with the opportunity with the PSP Network to call a handful of Minot High games, if not all of them next year, is that there's some guys coming up through the program that have taken some snaps now and have really kind of cut their teeth, if you will, and had an opportunity to move and groove here a little bit at the varsity level against some pretty darn good teams. And when you look at what Minot High has been able to do this year, You go back to the matchup with Century, and you look at what Minot High did against the Century Patriots, who are ranked number 1 in the state of North Dakota. Heck, that was a good football team and a good matchup that night. Here's Hunter Ruziska, head forward, comes ahead with a gain on the play, and then there's going to be some extracurriculars and some hard hitting right in the middle there. The big man for the Magi, Caleb Spitzer, 5'11", 233. He's going to hop up and take care of Hunter Ruziska on that play. You go back to that matchup, game number 4 of the year against Century. Minot High lost 22-16. Barch had a 23-yard field goal. Emke had 137 yards passing. Minot High held Century to 254 yards total offense that night, and a team that averages more than that. Barch is on to boot this one up. And Peyton Barch will score another field goal here tonight. Nice job from Peyton Barch. He continues to dominate with the boot here tonight. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard with the Barch field goal, his second of the night. Sees Minot High on top. It's 25-6 here on the PSP Network. The Magi are on top in this West Region affair. Williston gets the ball back when we return. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fitness goals. Try a free 2-week trial and see for yourself. Find us at premiermovementnd.com.
Get COVID-19 deep cleaning services for your home or business with Clean Tech LLC. This proactive deep cleaning service includes disinfecting and sanitizing.
30 yards for Peyton Barch, adding 3 more to his list here tonight and helping the Magi extend their lead to 25-6. In this West Region affair here tonight, Nick Holberg back with the call on the PSP Network. And a 25-6 lead for Minot High here in this third quarter. And again, Minot High in the driver's seat here tonight. They have been for the majority of the contest so far here tonight on the PSP Network. Thanks again for joining us here tonight. Make sure to head to Twitter. If you have a Twitter handle, make sure to head there and give us a like and a follow. Stay up to date. We have a highlight reel of Minot High Magents volleyball and the Shields Rewind for this week. Some highlights and some things like that you'll find on those social media hubs. Nice play as the ball is going to be thrown out to Powell, and Powell's going to pick up the yards on the play. It's going to come up to a second down and a short 2 now here for the Coyotes. Once again, Barch's 30-yard field goal attempt has Minot High up 25-6 here on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Make sure if you have a Facebook account as well to click like and follow the PSP Network. Here's J.J. Williams up over the 40-yard line, got the yards needed that he wanted. And Williams runs it out of bounds, and it will bring up a first down here for the Coyotes. All-time Williston has compiled a record of 146 wins and 270 losses all time. They do have 4 state championships to their name, however, all the way back. And you got to go deep into the record books to find this one. But 1952, the last time the Coyotes won a state title. They've got 6 region titles as well. The last time they did that was 1988.
Williams on the carry.
Williston certainly known a little bit more probably for their baseball and basketball at times. Hockey has had a couple years in there where they've been all right in the hockey realm inside of the WDA, but baseball certainly they've been good, and basketball as well from time to time. Excited to see what the Coyotes bring to the table on the hardwood and the ice rink coming up this winter season. We'll have a bunch of coverage of the Coyotes anytime that they're in Minot taking on the Magicians or the Magents on the hardwood or on the ice rink coming up. Second down at 6 to go here for the Coyotes, and ahead forward with a football. Nice run ahead forward. Sawyer Hansen The junior running back is going to move the chains of the Coyotes, gaining some energy as they charge down the field with 2 minutes 30 seconds left here in this third quarter of football. 25-6. Minot High on top. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Reading down to 2 minutes 10 seconds. We approach the 2-minute warning here in the third quarter. From the shotgun, rolling out with the football, Caden Finders is going to fire this one to a wide open man downfield up to the 30-yard line, down to the 25, past the 20, and here come the Coyotes into the red zone, brought to you by 28 Taste of Taps.
Finders' pass is complete to Powell.
Nice play there as Powell's going to pick that one up. As Finders rolled out to the right side with patience, and Powell was wide open. And he's going to pick up the football and a heck of a yardage gain on the play. The ball will be set up at the 20-yard line. On the right hash, the Coyotes will go to work with under 2 minutes to play here in this third quarter. J.J. Williams in the backfield. He's licking his chops, seeing if he could get the football again. Trying to dance his way into the end zone for his second score of the night. He's got it. Look out, right into traffic and into no man's land he went. As Williams is going to be hauled up by number 18, Owen Czar. And Czar with a nice sportsmanship helped him up off the ground. Well, Czar's been impressive here tonight. Plenty of reps on the football field. Get his first varsity start here tonight.
Second down.
Kind of reminds me of back in the day, back in my time at Minot High School. Gentleman by the name of Levi Bjertness. Many people will remember that name. Multiple time All-WDA, I believe even an All-State selection. Hockey and football. He was a starter on the varsity hockey team from his freshman year on. Same with football. Sophomore year and a head forward quarterback. Keeper ahead forward. Caden Finders moves it ahead, and he's down inside the 5-yard line. And here come the Coyotes looking to see if they could put a score on the board with 1:05 left here in this third quarter. 28 Taste of Taps again brings you the red zone coverage here tonight. 28 Taste of Taps. You'll leave satisfied if you show up hungry. A menu that is next to none. Something like you've never seen. Hot dogs with all sorts of different pulled pork, barbecue pulled pork, and coleslaw. These hot dogs, I mean, I'm telling you, it's fantastic stuff. You got to try it. 28 Taste of Taps. Finders keeps it, and he fires it across the middle. Intended there again for Powell, I do believe, and it's an incomplete pass. Brings up a
falls incomplete.
Sick was the intended recipient of that pass. Brings up a second down. Wind continues to blow, just a bit of a breeze here tonight from the north to the south. Minot High cheerleaders don't seem bothered by it. They continue to do what they're doing here tonight, cheering on the Magi. Can hear them in the background here tonight. Powell in the backfield. 2 on the left side. Finders under center. Handoff goes to J.J. Williams. He's gobbled up and in a big hurry as Wentz came crashing in. Make that Nick Beater, rather, came crashing in. And a nice stop there for the Magi as J.J. Williams, frustrated a bit on that play, brings up a third down. Different atmosphere here at Dwight Carlson Stadium without a crowd on hand. So unique compared to anything that it has ever been before for Minot High football. There's nights where it's been blizzarding and pretty darn cold, and there would still be plenty of people here making noise. Tonight, a little bit different due to the restrictions. Hasn't mattered. It's still been a good football game and a hard-fought WDA contest here tonight. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard still reads 25-6. The Magi are on top. Let's go to the fourth quarter here on the PSP Network.
Pizza is out of this world. There's nothing like it anywhere else in Minot. Too much to handle? Try one of our famous large specialty pizzas like the Blue Buffalo. Get the best pizza in Minot and play some laser tag at Planet Pizza, South Broadway, Minot.
If you told me 10 years ago I'd be a dad, homeowner, and business partner, I wouldn't have believed it. There's lots of reasons I chose First Western.
Hey Lloyd, how are you today?
Locally owned, community invested, convenient, but most of all, whatever I need, wherever I am, I can count on them.
First Western Bank and Trust. You can bank on us.
Premier Movement of Minot is now open. It's time to focus on your better health. Premier Movement is taking all the necessary precautions and guidelines for social distancing and safety. On top of that, by design, our workout classes have always featured small groups for better focus, accountability, and better results. And speaking of accountability, we're locally owned and take pride in the services we provide in helping clients achieve their fit.
Sorry to cut that one short. Wanted to come back to action as Finders tosses it to the corner of the end zone. Touchdown for the Coyotes. Sick is going to grab the reception, and the Coyotes strike. They're on the board, 25-12, as Sick took that one from Finders. And Williston back on the board here in quarter number 4. Point after attempt coming up here for the Coyotes. They're going to go for 2 instead. Here comes the play where it's going to be flipped back. J.J. Williams cuts back at the 5, runs it into the end zone, and Williams will score.
2-point conversion.
He's fun to watch, and he's got the 2-point conversion, and the Coyotes making a ball game of it.
25.
14 points now for the Coyotes here tonight. Minot High still sitting on the 25 of the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. 25-14, Minot High on top as the Coyotes are back on the board. That was Finders to Sick. And it becomes a 14-25 ball game. Minot High again in the driver's seat here tonight. Down to 11:55 remaining in regulation, as well as time becomes a factor now in the contest. It's one of my favorite songs of all time right here. Got to turn it down just a little bit, or else we might be blocked on YouTube here tonight. John Michael Montgomery, is that who this is? John Michael? Grundy County Auction? Grundy County Auction. That's right. Love this song. 11:55 left. Both teams are bidding for a win here tonight in this West Region showdown tonight. Coyotes are back on the board as Finders find Sick for the end zone and a 14-yard pass, I do believe it was. Here's the onside kick, and this ball is going to bounce right up to the 45-yard line, and now the Magi are going to go to work.
Flag on the play.
At midfield, and there's a flag on the play. Conversation on how far the ball traveled. And here's Mike Anderson coming with the call in just a moment.
Legal procedure. Kicking team. 5-yard penalty. First down.
5-yard penalty and a first down coming here for the Magi. They're going to move the chains ahead 5 yards. Ball's going to be spotted up at the 43-yard line on the Williston side of the field. Trevor Emke still under center for the Magi. He's going to pitch this one back to Hunter Rosiska. Makes a cut at the 40s up towards the 36-yard line. And Rosiska is then hauled down on the play from there. Looked like it
by Knox.
On the tackle. It was 23, Logan Knox, the sophomore. Well, when you look at the Coyotes moving ahead forward, again, talking with their head coach, Andrew Bach, in his 6th year here for the Coyotes, talking about how bright the future is. I don't want to sound like a broken record tonight, folks, but what do? The Coyotes are 0-5. The Magi are 1-5. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, let's be serious. It isn't a year that either of them are enjoying. One combined win between the two. There's a bright spot. Hunter Rosiska runs that one ahead forward past the 25, and Rosiska moves the chains. But when you have a season like that, I think the logical thing to do is look towards the future. How long are you going to be in the cellar? How long is this going to last? How long do we have to weather this storm until the youth starts to come through the program and we get one of those years where we can write home about maybe push towards the playoffs? I mean, for Minot High, a team that has so many state tournament appearances or playoff appearances. Here's Rosiska, breaks free, up over the 15-yard line, or up towards the 15, I should say, before he's hauled down on the play.
Tackled by Williams.
Williams on the tackle. Yeah, when you look at Minot High, and again for the Magi, all-time 292 wins compared to the 174 defeats that they've had in their lifetime span. Against Williston, however, Minot High has gone 35-11 overall. I think, again, Minot High looking for another one of those wins here tonight, but the Coyotes doing everything that they can here tonight to change the outcome of the ball game. Point being that I'm trying to make here is that you can look forward to the future if you're a fan of the Coyotes or a fan of Minot High. I don't think it's going to be another 1-5 year next year for the Magi or 2-5, and I don't think the Coyotes will go win this next year either inside of WDA play. They have some guys and a quarterback that's leading them that could probably get the job done. Emke's going to stumble back, falls down to the ground. He's going to lose 3 on the play, and Emke tripped down the turf, and it brings up a 4th down for the Magi. Tegan Kinchin comes out to call the play for the Magicians. And here they come again. Peyton Barch is going to come on, and they're going to try to attempt another bomb here from Barch. He's 2 for 2 tonight.
40-yard field goal.
Ball down at the 30-yard line. 40-yard field goal attempt. Barch puts a boot on it. That one's up through the uprights. How about Peyton Barch? Oh, no good, they said. I'm so sorry. From here, it looked like that thing was through the uprights.
40-yard field goal attempt is no good.
Just missed. I apologize. 9:03 left here in the 4th quarter.
1st and 10 for the Coyotes.
That would have been a boot on it. 40-yarder is pretty solid for a high school football player. Had the opportunity, had the distance, must have just pushed it just to the left a bit. Talk about state titles for Minot High. 4 of those all-time. Last one for the Magi. Not quite like Williston with 1952, but it seems like that long ago for every Magi football fan. It's an eternity for the Magi.
Williams
1980
forced out of bounds by Hillman.
was the last time that the Magi
Brings up 2nd down.
won a state championship for high school football. You got to go all the way back to when Shane Soltis had a full head of hair back in the day. Playing for the Magi, that was quite a long time ago. Won't be this year for Minot High or for the Coyotes. Could be in other sports. I think Minot High's got a solid hockey team coming forward this year. Basketball is going to be good for boys and girls as well. Here's J.J. Williams. Came over to the right, cut back to the left. Now Williams is up over the 35-yard line, and J.J. Williams turns on the burners. He's certainly in our conversation for one of our players of the game here tonight as he crosses up over the 35-yard line. 1st down and 10 for the Coyotes as we approach the 8:40 mark here in the 4th quarter. Coyotes certainly not out of the ball game yet. They trail 25-14 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard here tonight, and they are wheeling and dealing right now, trying to make it across midfield. Another run like that from Williams, and they'll do just that. From the shotgun, Finders. He's been able to throw a bit here tonight as well. Finders rolls it out to the right side. Hot pursuit, Magi defense. Look out, 4 of them came running in hot. And the stop was made from Minot High's defense on the attempt on the run. There from the Coyotes at number 26 for Williston. Ahead forward, that was Tyler Temez.
Brings up 2nd down.
The conversation gets brought up sometimes when you talk about a town like Williston, a town like Minot. Minot, of course, quite a bit bigger and a lot more kids at the school. You look at these programs like Bismarck High School and what they've been able to do with high school football and championships now there. What is Mark Gibson putting in the water each and every year? I'd love to have that conversation, and certainly a topic of conversation and a debate that's fun to have over coffee tomorrow morning when you talk about it. Why are the Demons and Patriots so good, and why are they at the top of the list again this year? They don't rebuild. They seem to just reload each and every year.
Brings up 3rd down.
The mystery. Down to 7 minutes, 10 seconds left. That's the one thing I'd encourage any young athlete that's watching the ball game here tonight from your home. Play sports, man. Or young lady, play until you get through high school. Have the opportunity if it's there. Go out for a sport and play. You'll regret it if you don't, I promise you. Shotgun formation, Finders on the third down. Throws it out to the near side. And it's a completed pass all the way up to what looks to be about the 42-yard line. Knocks on the reception.
Tice with the tackle.
Tice had the stop, and it's a fourth down. Coyotes at this point in the ball game with 6:29 remaining, almost have to go for it in my mind. As Minot High still leads 25-14 on our First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. In with the play call for the Coyotes comes number 18. That's Anthony Hinkle, another sophomore. Coyotes are going to go for it. Pivotal point in the ball game. Play clock all the way down to 4. Now 3. Play clock at 2. They get it off. Flag on the play, however. Finders throws it across the middle. That one up and through the hands on the defensive coverage. Ethan Johnson almost had the interception.
Defender's pass intended for.
Here comes the call for Mike Anderson.
Legal formation. Offense. Penalty is declined. First down.
First down, Magi. And the illegal formation. They didn't have a whole lot of time with what they decided to do. They talked about it for a while. They have a 25-second play clock that's off to the right here at Dwayne Carlson Stadium. And there is one off to the left as well on top of the shed over towards 11th Avenue here in Minot. That got all the way down to 3, and it was too little too late at that point with the illegal formation. Ruziska had the run back up to the line of scrimmage. Then he was hogtied and brought down. Nice play there from Cole Mack.
Tackle by Mack. Brings up second down.
They don't have Mack's weight or height listed, but from here you can see that that is a big kid. 75 that leaves your screen there. Coyotes have some size to them. They have a good coach in Andrew Mock as well. Flag on the play.
Ball. Offsides. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
I just can't quit thinking about this. I just have to say it. 28 tastes and taps for our postgame tonight. We'll tell Mike Anderson to come, and he can bring his white hat too, you know, thinking about that old school comment from earlier. Been thinking about it the whole time, the chili cheese dog with Mike Anderson and his white hat. 5 minutes, 10 seconds left here in the contest. Rolling out is Emke to the right side. Fires it across, and with the football up over the 30-yard line. How about the play here down across the 25? And with it moving and grooving was Jonas Bubak.
Jonas Bubak, and that's another Magi. First down.
Bubak, 5'10", 165-pound junior. With the reception, he brought it ahead forward. Stick around for the Pros Down production. DJ Services post-game show coming up. Hunter Ruziska finds a hole, he breaks free, takes this one in, and Hunter Ruziska has scored. 25 yards out, and Hunter Ruziska's second touchdown of the night. And Hunter Ruziska continues to shine here for the Magi.
Parks to attempt the point after.
4:35 left in the ball game, and Ruziska from 25 out makes this a 31-14 score. Barch is on. Extra point attempt is up, and it's good. 32-14 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Let's listen to Loyal and True as we go to the break. Minot High on top of this one.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
32-14, Minot High on top. 4:35 left in the ball game tonight here on the PSP Network. The Loyal and True school song continued to play through the break. Minot High fans are digging it here tonight. Their Magicians have another huge run from Hunter Ruzinska's second touchdown of the night.
Williams with the return.
And Ruzinska adding his name to the hat on our Player of the Game nominees here tonight. It's always tough without a color commentator. Phil Shirk not here tonight with a prior obligation.
By Morgan Nygaard.
My least favorite part of the broadcast, trying to pick one player of the game in a matchup like this tonight. Fans, you can help out. Send our Facebook page, the PSP Network, your thoughts for the fan of the game, or for the player of the game, excuse me, here tonight. Or tweet us on Twitter at Network PSP with who you think tonight's player of the game should be. J.J. Williams has done a great job for Williston here tonight. Emke with a pair of touchdowns tonight for the Magi. Look out, hot pursuit. Finders goes down in a heap, is coming after him like a Brahma bull. The big man from Minot High, number
Fender sacked in the backfield by
77. Number 77 is Caden Turnbull. The big man, Turnbull, made the play for the Magi. 6'3", $190. The Brahma bull analogy, a good one there as he came around the corner and went right after him. The sack for Turnbull. Under 4 to play here in this fourth quarter in regulation. 32-14 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard here tonight. Ball's going to be fired off. Look out. Comes into the hands of McCarty. Pick 6. McCarty takes it into the end zone.
Fender's pass.
And Braden McCarty has scored.
Intercepted by Braden McCarty. Touchdown, Magician.
Well, McCarty deserving of that. The defensive player took that one out of the air. The pick 6 for McCarty has the score at 38-14 Magi after the nice defensive read. And Barch will come on to see if he can add another one to the scoreboard here tonight. Peyton Barch on to kick it off. Attempted a 40-yard field goal moments ago. He had the distance. This time Barch doesn't have quite as far to go. Lands that one. He's been busy tonight. 39-14, Minot High on top in this one. We'll have the finale coming up here on the PSP Network. We're down to 3:38 left in regulation. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
Member FDIC, equal housing lender. We want to wish all student athletes good luck this season, and may the friendships you make and lessons you learn last a lifetime. At First International Bank and Trust, we're more than a bank. We're a family, a partner in the community where we live and work. We're proud of all that you are accomplishing and can't wait to see what your future holds. Good luck to all the teams. First International Bank and Trust, live first.
The defense even in on it tonight for Minot High. Braden McCarty scores the pick 6 for the Magi, and they lead 39-14 here on the PSP Network. Nick Over, glad to have you aboard as we approach the tail end of the ball game here tonight. Once again, feel free to let us know who you think your player of the game should be here tonight on the PSP Network. Send us a message on the Facebook page or on Twitter.
Pickle on the return.
We'll be happy to take those suggestions here tonight. Well, the Coyotes go to work with 3:30 left here in the ball game. Minot High looking to put a cap on this one here tonight. 25 seconds on the play clock, 3:31. Williston has to get to work in a quick hurry. Crazier things have happened. It just isn't that I would put a whole bunch of money on that happening here tonight with a 39-14 margin here in the ball game.
First and 10 for the Coyotes at the 23-yard line.
Braden McCarty scoring the touchdown on the pick 6 tonight for the Magi. Nice to see a kid like that works hard, being rewarded with the name of the paper tomorrow, the highlight for the highlight reel here tonight.
Finders pass intended for 6. Falls incomplete.
Finder's incomplete pass brings up a second down at 10. Once again, join Scotty Cattell coming up this Saturday for 9-man playoff football. Linton HMB ranked number 3 in 9-man football in North Dakota. They travel to Surrey to take on the Mustangs. We'll have the radio coverage of that game, radio-only coverage on the PSP network. That's at 2 o'clock. Join Scotty K at 1:40 for the Planet Pizza pregame show. Then at 4 p.m., it's Minot State men's hockey, the opener against the Jamestown Jimmies. Fighters is in hot pursuit. Look out, J.J. Williams with Turbo over top of him. They're going to push him back into the end zone. And Minot High's defense again comes up big as J.J. Williams had nowhere he could go as Turnbow, the big man, was right there on top of him. They're going to mark the ball down at the 10-yard line.
Brings up 3rd down.
3:17 left here in the ball game tonight. 39-14 Minot High on top in this one. Finders under center again. Wideouts on each side for the Coyotes, 2 in the backfield. J.J. Williams has his number called. He's up over the 25. And Williams is going to gain a handful of the plays, then brought down.
Tackled by Beater.
There by Nick Beater, number 44 for the Magi. Down to 2:38 to play in the ball game. Once again, we'll see if we can get a score update from Bismarck for you folks here tonight. Coyotes are going to look to boot this one off. It's going to be the fake, and now a head forward at the 10-yard line. Look out, Magi swarm. And Minot High is going to get some field position deep inside Williston territory here with 2:13 left in the ball game.
Beater with the tackle. Magicians take over on downs.
Few people checking in here tonight.
First and goal from the 8-yard line.
14-7 Century with 10 minutes to play is the update from that matchup down in Bismarck. So the Patriots in the driver's seat tonight. What a heck of a ball game. 7-7 Bismarck and Century after 3 quarters. What a contest that is tonight. Those are classics. A couple messages here tonight. Barch with the bombs. Player of the game tonight, Rosiska for sure. We got a couple of those as well. Off to the corner, trying to cut the edge for the Magi.
With the carry.
And Eingard gets out towards the edge, but was hauled up on the play. 2-minute warning. We're down to 1:58 here in the contest.
Second down and goal.
39-14. First International Bank and Trust scoreboard reads with Minot on top here tonight. .28 Taste of Taps, I think, should be the post-game headquarters here tonight. That's probably where we'll have the PSP Network crew. Yours truly, along with Paige Ronnie, my beautiful fiance. Thanks for being here tonight. She's bearing the elements and running the camera for us here tonight. Handoff around ahead forward here by the Magi. Nice defensive coverage again. Nygaard had the run forward. Brandon Harden, made the play and put up the stop. We're down to 1:10 left here in the contest. 39-14. Minot High is going to walk on here with a win tonight. Their second win of the season. First win since the matchup against Dickinson homecoming week. That was a 23-0 victory for Minot High. And at that point in the season, the Magi were then 1 win and 2 losses on the year after they lost to Jamestown for the first time since 2002. An 18-year run against the Blue Jays for Minot High. Handoff and run ahead forward again here for the Magi. Ahead it came from Blaze Ferry. He's going to be hauled up. And we're down to a final 27 seconds remaining here in the ballgame. Magi fans are going to start to salute the Magi here tonight. Hats off to the seniors on both of these football teams. A career that is going to come to an end tonight as far as high school football is concerned. Some may look to further their careers elsewhere. But tonight, that's it for high school football for the Coyotes and the Magi here tonight.
Final score of tonight's game.
39-14 on the First International Bank and Trust
39.
scoreboard. It's a final tonight. The Magi get the victory over the Coyotes. We'll come back with our Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show tonight. We'll have our player of the game. We'll have the full recap of the scoring. Hats off to the Coyotes on a hard-fought year. Same with the Magi. Handful of players are going to shake some hands here tonight and salute each other after a hard-fought high school football career on both sides. The Magi get the win tonight, 39-14 over Williston. Stick around for our post-game show where we'll talk about how they did it. It's North Dakota High School football here on the PSP Network.
On the PSP Network is brought to you by Planet Pizza, Premier Chiropractic, Clean Tech, Premier Movement, Tires Plus, 28 Tastes and Taps, Beaupre Law Firm, Homesteaders, Subway, First Western Bank and Trust, Arbo Photography, North Country Sportswear, 701 Realty, and Pro Style Production DJ Services.
Life is all about moments. Big moments. Small moments. And those moments you can't put into words. It's how we at First International Bank and Trust live first and have been for more than 110 years. One customer, one family, one moment at a time. First International Bank and Trust. Live first.
For the final time of 2020, the Magi will huddle in the end zone and have a conversation after the win here tonight over the Williston Coyotes. Final was 39-14 here on the PSP Network. Nick Holbert for the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show here tonight. Thank you to all the fans that have joined us all year as well for high school football. Not over yet. Playoffs are around the corner. We won't have any AAA coverage. But again, you can join Scotty Kane this upcoming Saturday with Surrey. Takes on Lytton HMB. Game time, 2 o'clock Saturday, 1:40 for the Planet Pizza pregame show right here on the PSP Network. Mr. Cattell will have the call. And a great job as always. There you take a look at the Williston Coyotes. They finished their season at 0-6 this year. They fall tonight in a hard fighting football team that's got a bright future. I know that I sound like a broken record, but they really do. They played one less game than everybody else in the WDA due to COVID regions this year. Final record on the year is 0-6. Minot High improves to 2 wins, 5 losses on the year in the 7 matchups they had. No playoffs for the Magi here in 2020. See if by the time this postgame show is done tonight, we can have an update for you on who's playing who inside of North Dakota high school football with the Bismarck High matchup against Century here tonight. Let's tell you how the scoring went down in the football game here this evening. Minot High started it off with Hunter Ruziska in a 55-yard dash that put Minot High up by a score of 6-0. Ruziska, 3rd touchdown of the year. In the second quarter at 10:22, Trevor Emke punched one in from just about a yard and a half out, made it 12-0 Minot High. At 5:17 of the second, Emke found Caleb Ring on a 37-yard pass and a bomb downfield that made it 19-0 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. Thought at that point Minot High was going to run away with it, but then with 1:02 remaining, J.J. Williams from 3 yards out brought the game to 19-6. Peyton Barch came out of the field. He attempted a 31-yard field goal, and he connected. Barch then made it 22-6, and that's where we went into the half with the lead for the Magi at 22-6. In the third quarter, Barch came back out. He had to kick another one, 30-yard attempt this time, and he scored it with 3:47 in the third quarter. That made it 25-6. With 11:15 remaining in the fourth quarter, it was Finders and a 14-yard pass that found Sick, and that was a score for the Coyotes that made this an interesting ball game at 25-14 at that point. But then Hunter Ruziska found a way to score from 25 yards out, and when Ruziska scored, that kind of put the nail in the coffin, if you will. And Minot High at that point led 32-14. But Braden McCarty ended up with the final points of the ball game, a pick six, and McCarty took it into the end zone to bring our final score tonight to 39-14. Here on the PSP Network. We'll take one more break. We'll come back with our player of the game tonight. We'll also see if we can get you a score update from the capital city. Here in the Magic City, Minot High takes it to the Coyotes 39-14. It's high school football here on the PSP Network.
International Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender. We want to wish all student athletes good luck this season, and may the friendships you make and lessons you learn last a lifetime. At First International Bank and Trust, we're more than a bank. We're a family, a partner in the community where we live and work. We're proud of all that you are accomplishing and can't wait to see what your future holds. Good luck to all the teams. First International Bank and Trust, live first.
28 on the shot clock, 53 on the game clock, sends it inside. Here's Allie Nelson to the right side. Cheddar's open, 4-3, on low, she scores!
PSP Network has one mission: promoting our local athletes while delivering pro-quality broadcast coverage. Stay up to date with the PSP Network on Twitter, @NetworkPSP, and on Facebook, @The PSP Network. Like and follow our social media for your chance to win. PSP Network, it's game day.
$39-14 tonight, the final. It's the Pro Style Production DJ Services postgame show. We told you how the Magi took the win from the Coyotes tonight. But now the most difficult part of the evening, deciding who the player of the game is here tonight. And I think that there's definitely some credit that is due in the ball game tonight for J.J. Williams. Coyote player that in the backfield was certainly up against a tall task tonight, and he has been all season long. Nothing against anybody else on that Coyotes staff here tonight, but J.J. Williams is certainly a player, and he did a great job here tonight. Credited with a touchdown here tonight, moved the chains a handful of times. He's going to be in our conversation and a mention here tonight, number 3 star of the game. Number 2 star of the game here tonight, how about Peyton Barch, just bombing boots in the ball game here tonight. Pair of field goals after attempts were blocked, a couple of them. That might draw a few questions, but he was good all year. Peyton Barch is going to be my number 2 star of the game, putting some wood to those boots here tonight to kick it some long ones. Barch with a pair of field goals tonight. My number 1 star of the game is Hunter Ruziska. That guy's unbelievable. I think Ruziska's a next-level player moving forward. He's just a guy that is a lot of fun to watch. 55 yards on his first touchdown tonight. He ended up with 25 more. We don't have the final stat line for you tonight. We apologize with everything going on up here. This is a one-man operation with a camera operator, and sometimes trying to add up how many yards Ruziska's got on a night like tonight, not exactly an easy task, but we'll tell you it's a lot, and we'll tell you that he's also our player of the game here tonight. Final score from Minot, 39-14. The Magi get the win. They improved to 2-5 on the year. The Coyotes fall to 0-6. Hats off to the Williston Coyotes and Andrew Mock on a hard-fought season. Nice year for the Coyotes with doing what they could. They had a year that certainly wasn't easy to go 0-5 or 0-6 on the season, but a good attitude from them, and I look forward to the Coyotes next year being a team to reckon with inside the WDA, maybe a playoff contender even. Same with the Magi. Hats off to Chauncey Hendershot and that whole staff. First year under the direction of Hendershot. The Magi go 2-5, and the future is bright for the Magi. Join Scotty K coming up on Saturday for 9-man high school football. Surrey takes on Linton HMB. Ryan Cunningham will have the call on the PSP Network about it. State Hockey taking on the Jamestown Jimmies. Special thanks to Paige Ronnie helping out tonight with the camera production. Thanks to you fans for joining us here tonight. Final time from Minot here in 2020 on the First International Bank and Trust scoreboard. The Magi 39, the Coyotes 14. This has been a presentation of Pro Style Production. I'm Nick Colbert, signing off until next time. Good night and God bless.